Good morning. In English, we are in a Innovate week where we are changing winter's child to spring's child. On Monday, we sent you a beginning to our story Spring's Child, which is right here. You can pause the video and have a read. It has a lot of phrases that have been replaced with spring phrases. For example, the ground was waterlogged, short, sharp showers, the droplets of rain. We know it rains in spring. We've talked about unripened strawberries, puddles, rainbows, blossom petals. So, again, there are lots of phrases that are related to spring season. On Tuesday and Wednesday, we identified and practiced writing some simple, compound, and complex sentences for our big write. Today, we are going to use all our previous lessons to write the next part of the story. But before we do that, let's check the assessment grid. This is the usual assessment grid that we use in class, but I've created a checklist for you today. It will make you write a better text so that as you're writing, keep checking that you're meeting all your targets. Please make sure that you use powerful verbs, not just too simple, adjectives to describe nouns, which are also known as expanded noun phrases, adverbial phrases that tell me where, when, and how an action happens. Please use a range of simple, compound, and complex sentences. Write in third person. That's because we're talking about two different characters. We're talking about Lucy and the Spring's Child. Yes, we're also talking about Mum and Granddad this time. So Nan has been changed to Granddad and Tom has been changed to Lucy. We will use past tense to write, and we can also use a few short sentences for effect. Please make sure that you use a range of sentence openers and not always start your sentences with he or they, it. So try and use different sentence openers. You can start a sentence with a verb or an expanded noun phrase or an adverbial, for example. Also, please check your capital letters, full stops, exclamation marks, question marks as you write. We practiced speech punctuation last week, so please check your work for it. As we write and read our own work, we also check spellings of high frequency words and some year 3 and 4 spelling patterns that we've done earlier. Please write in cursive handwriting. On Monday, we all had already made a start to the text we're going to write today. So we started from that night. As Tom gazed out of the starry winter world, we changed it to spring world. He didn't see the bright, in the earlier one we said he didn't see the pale figure sitting beneath the window, but this time we've made it bright. Similarly, I made few more changes that I thought related to the spring season, and also because and we're very happy to see your homework that you did the same. So he took Tom to a meadow where bluebells danced in the cool breeze, for example. Or listen to the birds chirping, he said. Together the birds filled the perfumed air with melodious songs. Bunnies and squirrels crept out of the forest to listen. So again, birds, bunnies, squirrels, all of these relate to the season spring. Let's begin to write our text today. I have already started because I didn't want the video to be too long. So let's see what I've changed in the first paragraph. That evening, I know it started with that night earlier, but this time I just changed it to evening. That evening, as Lucy, if I go back and you see, Tom gazed out of the starry spring world. Instead of gazed, I've now got Lucy admired. the stunning spring world. She heard a distant voice call from the emerald hills. Earlier, we remember it was a voice from the mountains. Here, a distant voice calling from the mountains. So you can make changes if they relate to your story. I mean, they should relate and should work fine. Starting with but she didn't see the bright figure sitting on the pink carpet beneath the cherry tree. Earlier, it was he didn't see the bright figure sitting beneath the window. So instead of beneath the window, you can see I have changed it to sitting on the pink carpet beneath the cherry tree. Now the pink carpet obviously refers to the petals that have fallen from the tree. Outside, the girl put her hands over her ears and curled up tight. This time, the spring's child is a girl and not a boy. Next day, there were no logs left in the woodshed. I thought of keeping it the same, but earlier we had 4 logs left in the woodshed. But I thought, obviously, winter, it's spring, so there might be no logs left actually. So what will we do? Lucy's mother sighed. If the summer sun doesn't come soon, how will we keep Grandad warm? Lucy went out and collected a few branches fallen from storm-struck trees. We know there are quite many storms in spring. That's why I use the word storm-struck trees. But they were too wet to be burned. Right, let's write next. Let's see what we can write next, but I'll have to go back to the text. I'm too old for these now, he told Nana. We don't need this. Then Tom went out to play. Okay, if I go back to my text here, it says, if the summer doesn't come soon, how will we keep Grandad warm? So first we need to answer that. Lucy went out, collected a few branches which were wet. So maybe Lucy should say something here. So I'll start, because obviously it's going to be speech, I'll start with inverted commas. I'll try to find some dry branches. Okay, I think that's enough. So I'm going to close it with inverted commas. And who said this to whom? Obviously, she told Grandad. It could be Mum, but she told Grandad. Okay. Or shall we say Mum? I'll try to find some dry branches. She told Mum. Let's keep it as Mum. Then Lucy went out to play. Then Lucy went out to play. Okay, let's see what happens. Tom went out to play. Here, Lucy went out to play. The boy was waiting. Now it's the girl that was waiting, and he took Tom to a meadow where bluebells danced in the cool breeze. Okay, so we know that the girl was waiting. Let's keep it the same. A short sentence, but good one for effect. The girl was waiting. The girl was waiting. And where did she take Tom to? So she took, oh, not Tom, I'm sorry, Lucy. She took Lucy to a meadow where bluebells, I might have to go back before I forget. Bluebells danced in the cool breeze. Yeah, danced is good. It's basically personification, because she took bluebells are not living. They are an object, but then they can't dance basically, but we're giving it a human attribute, so it's called personification. She took Lucy to a meadow where bluebells danced in the cool breeze. I could finish my sentence here adding a full stop now, but maybe I could add something more. If I need to add more, I'll just use and that makes it a compound sentence that I learned. So she took Lucy to a meadow where bluebells danced in the cool breeze and fresh air or fresh smell filled the air. Do you think I can add an expanded noun phrase? A fresh smell filled the air. Fresh, maybe one more adjective. Fresh, comma, crispy smell filled the air. So that's a compound sentence after a short sentence. She took Lucy to a meadow where bluebells danced in the cool breeze and fresh crispy smell filled the air. Wow, done. If I go back, listen to the birds chirping, he said. Together the birds fill the perfumed air with melodious songs. Let me just go back and write this. It says listen to the birds chirping, and I don't think I want to have such a common noun here, birds. So let's think. Listen to, do we know any proper nouns, birds that are quite common in spring season and that sing? Robins. Listen to the robins chirping. I think that's enough. Let's end it with inverted commas. She said. We know it's the girl who said it. Together, the birds. So at least I didn't repeat the word birds in the previous sentence and this sentence. So I keep it as together the birds fill the lonely silence. Sorry for my typing errors. Together the birds fill the lonely silence with their melodies. Okay, with their melodies. Could they be doing anything else as they were chirping? Maybe I could use a conjunction here. What's the conjunction that we use when two actions are happening together? While. While. Maybe making nests? That sounds good. Yeah, okay. So while they built their nest, because birds chirp quite a lot when they build their nests. So while they build their nests on treetops, that brings in an adverbial. Where were they building their nests? On treetops. Adverbials are important so that your reader can visualize what's happening. Okay, so the next sentence, I have to go back to my text. Here it says bunnies and squirrels crept out of the forest to listen. That's lovely. I know there are a lot of squirrels in spring season and I really want to have this sentence in my text. But just bunnies sounds boring. So maybe let's add an adjective. Cheerful bunnies and squirrels. Okay, let's just keep it squirrels. Not too many adjectives. I was about to add an adjective for squirrels, but I thought no, it might just sound boring. So cheerful bunnies and squirrels crept out of their hiding places. Now crept is again quite a simple verb. Could I have a powerful verb instead? Let me think. They scuttle, they hop, they maybe scampered. Okay, so cheerful bunnies and squirrels scampered out of where? Out of the forest to listen. Okay, I know they hibernate in winter, so it's time for them to come out from their hiding places. Yeah, let's get that. Cheerful bunnies and squirrels scampered out of their hiding places to listen. Oh, that's lovely. So we have simple sentence. The girl was waiting. It's a short sentence too for effect. We know she's been only waiting for Lucy to come and join her to play. She took Lucy to a meadow where bluebells danced, and also crispy smell filled the air. So that was a compound sentence because of and obviously two clauses that it's joining together. Listen to the robins, a proper noun instead of just birds. Together the birds fill the lonely silence with their melodies while they build their nests on treetops. We've got a complex sentence here. Not just that, we've got an adverbial of where did they build their nests. Then we have cheerful bunnies and squirrels scampered. I love that word that I've used, which is a powerful verb, out of their hiding places to listen. Again tells me where did they scamper out from. So yes, if I go back to the checklist here and I see, yes, I've done my powerful verbs, I've added adjectives, adverbial phrases, simple, compound, and complex sentences as well. I've also written in third person, past tense, yes, sentence openers. Did I start with different sentence openers? The girl, she, together, cheerful bunny, starting with an adjective. Yes, I think I've done a good job here then. What do you think? All right. So, please remember to read your work as you write. Because if you think that you'll carry on writing and then read your work at the end, that is too difficult to edit. As I think a good idea is after you complete one sentence and you add your full stop, go back, read that sentence, make sure the spellings are right. You've added some interesting vocab, doesn't sound boring, does make sense, then you're doing a great job. Okay, so this is called thinking aloud, basically, that I wanted to share with you. This is how I think when I write, and it will be useful if you do the same when you write today. Okay, just to make this video shorter and the process faster, I have already written the next part of it, which I will add in this PowerPoint. Please make sure you read the rest of it, and that might help you to write yours. All the best, and we all are looking forward to read your super interesting, innovative texts. Do not write the ending as yet. You still have Friday to do that. Please focus only on this part of the text. So you've written it with me till here for us to listen, but we haven't completed this bit. In fact, you know what? I could really skip this bit, which you can write yourself, but this is an interesting part of this text where there's a lot of description you could add. I think I'll try and write this for you very quickly. That will just help you to see what I have planned. Yeah, I think I'll do that for you now. Okay, so I will go back, skip a few lines. Please remember there's more text here, but I'm going straight to the part here. If only this spring would end. She sighed. How can we have some fresh fruits to make him feel better? Okay, so let's write this bit. How can we have some fresh fruits to make him feel better. Because it's a question, must end it with a question mark and inverted commas closed. We know that fruits are only available in summer, not in spring. I mean, now, yes, you get them in the supermarket, but the place where they are living, they would have to wait for fruits until summer. So, Lucy went out. Lucy went out to play. Once more, the girl was waiting in the same meadow. Let's keep it the same meeting place, in the same meadow. Now, I'll add a comma after once more because again it's a fronted adverbial. Now, what do they really see or feel, smell? Again, get the most in this paragraph because you can describe a lot in here. I would start with the busy buzzing bees. The busy buzzing bees flew over attractive flowers, but flew was not a great word. Maybe hovered? Yeah. So the busy buzzing bees. Oh, busy buzzing bees. It's difficult to say that together. What have I used here? Let me see. Who can remember? Yes, it is alliteration. When you start a group of words with the same sound, b, b, b here, that's called alliteration. So the busy buzzing bees hovered over attractive flowers. Why? Why do they hover over attractive flowers? To get their share of sweet nectar. Sorry, of sweet nectar. That's how they make honey. Lucy and the girl, what did they do? So Lucy and the girl, not girls, sorry, girl. Lucy and the girl followed butterflies. We didn't talk about butterflies at all. So Lucy and the girl followed the vibrant butterflies. The vibrant butterflies. But how? When children run after butterflies, they're quite excited. So maybe the word excitedly. And when did they stop? So they kept running, or they kept following the vibrant butterflies until they found an innocent maybe a lost lamb. An innocent lost lamb calling out for its mother. How many of you can actually visualize it? I'm sure a lot of you as you're reading it. So that's what you want for your reader to do. You need to add more detail so that your reader can visualize what was happening, can imagine the scene. So his flock, now how do we know he was lost? So I need to add something there. His flock was nowhere to be seen. We know flock is a group of sheep. So what did they do when they saw the lost lamb? The girl picked it up, maybe. Let's get that. The girl picked it up. How? Gently. It's a lamb that's lost, is scared. Oh, forgot the finger space now. Oh, the girl picked it up gently. There comes the finger space. And they both stroked its back, maybe. Yeah. And they both stroked its back. Its back. Is it apostrophe S? Or no apostrophe? Oh, I remember. It doesn't have an apostrophe because if there's an apostrophe, it means it is back, which won't make sense here. So I've checked on my spelling. They stroked its back. What else happened? But why did they stroke its back? Maybe to provide comfort? Yeah, to provide some comfort. Now I want them to reach the waterfall. How are they going to go there? I have an idea now. Okay, so with a short cry, the lamb hopped off and led them. Yes, took them. Instead of took them, I thought led would be better, and led them to the waterfall. But this time I want to describe this waterfall and led them to a, I know it's spring, so it's not frozen waterfall. Definitely the water's running. What sound does it produce? Gurgling. Led them to a gurgling cascade. With, I want to change it into an expanded noun phrase. I know the water's coming from the mountains because the ice melts, and that's how there's water in the rivers. So led them to a gurgling cascade with frosty snow melting from mountains. I think I can really see it as I'm writing. Yeah, Lucy and the girl played in and out of the waterfall. I don't want to use cascade again, so a synonym, which is waterfall, all day. And I leave it here. That's what you're going to do. Please do not start writing the ending today, because you want to focus on the description. Take your time and write the best that you can. I will end it here now. So all the best. Enjoy writing.